One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Good morning, Vietnam. Hey, much love, honor, and respect to everybody for hanging out with your man right here, man. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Hey, good morning to everybody. Good morning to Vietnam out here, the whole world. Listen, we got a lot to discuss this morning. We have a lot of shit going on, kind of worldwide right now, as you guys probably could tell. Right here in the title, I have Trump Education Department shut down. We're going to get into that discussion as well as Heathrow Airport fire, which is over there in London, or somewhere in the UK. I'm not sure if it's exactly London. You know what I mean, though. And we're going to, of course, get into more of the details that are happening, all the breaking news of the morning. Of course, that's what we do around these parts. But before we do, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the show and you guys have not subscribed, well, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button because it's free. You know what I mean? Also, please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not going to be breaking no banks out here or wallets. But listen, if it does break, a wallet or a bank, don't do it. But this is our #1 way of being, it's the way I can do this show without having to cater to views, because most YouTubers, they actually do cater to views for money, right? That's the compensation. I would rather have a membership program where you're really getting a quality viewer. You're getting someone that likes you for you, supports you for you kind of thing, and your mission, right? So anyways, big shout out to all the members in the Breakfast Club, because tomorrow morning, by the way, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. CST, and that's 11 a.m. EST, we have our Breakfast Club members only live stream. So make sure you guys, come around Saturday mornings for that. We always have a good ass time. And last but not least, man, of course, every super sticker, gifted membership sign up, super chat, all of these things are, of course, going to be displayed onto the show and shouted out. But if you guys would like to, send in some monetary, compensation there and have the creator actually receive 100% of it, because YouTube takes a brutal 30% cut, then we have these, scrolling for the remainder of the show. And of course, I'll shout you out on that platform as well. I'm also going to be trying to very hard to make sure that I'm catching up with my emails and stuff like that for this kind of stuff. But Blackout, man, coming in already hot, already clutched out. King has been doing king shit over here, gifting out 5 memberships over to you guys, man, in the Breakfast Club. Not only helping me, man, but he's helping out you guys over here, man. So if you guys got a gift of membership from Blackout, make sure you guys thank him sincerely. Thank you, Blackout, my man. That shit goes so fucking far, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. We got Butchicon up in the building. That's right, my man. Good to see you. We got Carney's right over there on the Facebook side. We got SNS, as well as Naomi. Good to see you. We got Wes, a.k.a. Red, up in the building. We got Greg as well, man. Gary, good to see you, man. Always appreciate everyone, man. Thank you guys so freaking much. We got Screwplan. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Hopefully all is well. We got Mr. the legend right here, man. Always stoked to see my man right there in the chat. We got AU as well, man. Thank you for hanging out. We got Glare 1%er down there in TX. What's up, cuh? Hopefully you're doing good. We got Charles Darwin over there from down under in Australia, man. That's right. That's right. Hey, man, good to see you as well. We got chairman of the board, and I know who that is, but I'm not gonna, dox his alt account thing. You know what I mean? But good to see chairman up in here, man. Good to see my man. We got Rabbit of Chaos. Good morning to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we're about to get into the craziness. We got Evie Daily over there in California. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, by the way. Saying hi, Mike, on a road trip with Steph and Paul. They are listening. That is fantastic. Good to see you, Evie, in the chat, as well as Steph and Paul. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic over there. Always appreciate you guys. But I will give you a heads up, because this is kind of a rated R show, that you'll probably hear my loud mouth when we start talking politics. You know what I mean? Anyways, always appreciate everyone. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Let's go ahead and get into the gnarliness of the morning, man. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and start this bitch off. Let's do it. Let's do a little breaking news first.
Welcome back to Live Now.
Oh, no, not first, because Blackout coming in with that month membership, by the way. I think that's actually considered his second month. But he says, appreciate all your hard work and dedication, Mike. Blackout, I can't thank you enough for your patronage and helping out the show immensely, dude. Seriously. Like, it's funny, but we can't do this shit without you. You know what I mean? We can't do this shit without you guys being here in the first place. And then we can't continue doing this if we don't make any money, right? Like, so it helps out the show when you do that. Holy shit, he just gifted another 5. So that's basically 10 gifted in his own. So we got 11 here, man. Wow, Blackout. Holy shit. Man, good morning, brother Steve Easy. Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. And yes, humongous W for Blackout, by the way. Yeah. See, Naomi knows what's good right here. See, he's killing it out here.
From Fox, and good morning.
Thank you so much.
You're just now tuning in on this Friday. We are following breaking news, which takes us out to London, England, learning this.
Okay, so it is London, England. I knew it was the UK, but I didn't know it was London specifically. Well, I guess that was a good guess. That was a good-ass guess on my part. Totally uneducated guess, but, I lucked out.
Friday morning that London's Heathrow Airport is closed all day today due to a power outage. This is the very latest information courtesy of Heathrow Airport on X. I'm going to drop that banner so you can see it in full. They say, quote, due to a fire at an electrical substation supplying the airport, Heathrow is experiencing a significant power outage. To maintain the safety of our passengers and colleagues, Heathrow will be closed until March 21st. They say 23 hours, 59 minutes. Passengers are advised not to travel to the airport. Of course, there is a time delay, so please provide that into perspective. I want to share with you the latest video, which brings us to why all of this happened. Again, Britain's Heathrow Airport closed all day today after
look at that fucked up shit.
A fire at a nearby electrical substation.
So it was due to a power outage that they had this airport closed.
Knocked out its power, disrupting flights for hundreds of thousands of passengers at Europe's busiest travel hub. AP reporting on this Friday, at least 1,350 flights to and from Heathrow are affected. Flight tracking service Flight Radar 24 confirming that, also saying that the impact was likely to last several days as passengers tried to reschedule their travel.
Allegedly up in the building. Absolutely. Good morning to you. Saying morning, everyone. Thinking of changing my name to sorry I'm late again. LOL, hug Lucy for me. Absolutely. And by the way, there is zero obligation on this show. And what I mean by that is I know everyone here has a life. Everyone here has probably family to attend to, friends, all these things, work. I know that I live stream during most people's work day, So when you guys do pull up, for me, it's just all gratefulness. I don't expect anybody to like be here when I start and stuff like that. But allegedly, I can't thank you enough for, even if you show up for 30 seconds, you know, for me, I'm very appreciative of that. And that goes for everyone.
120 flights were in the air when the closure was announced, with some turned around and others diverted to Gatwick Airport outside of London.
Who's got the marshmallows?
Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris and Ireland Shannon Airport. Tracking services confirming that to AP. So this is a developing situation. We know the fire at a power station about 2 miles from the airport was brought under control about 7 hours after it erupted in a ball of flames, that coming from the London.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking brutal. I'm not going to lie. That's a lot of lot of destruction right there.
Fire brigade. So you're seeing the flames as we got this video in early this Friday morning. Right now, I want to show you what it looks like live here at 6:19 on the East Coast. You can see there's
wow. Okay, so that was early in the super early, you know, basically overnight, early morning. And now as it's becoming you know, dawn, you can see that it's still, of course, electrical fires and grease fires are both really fucked up fires. Chemical fires as well, obviously, too. But when it's hard because electrical fires, they just keep going and going and going. It's really hard to put them out. Anyways, look at this. I guarantee you that this shit is just shot now.
Plumes of smoke there, but it does seem like the fire is contained, but you do see fire personnel that are still out there on this Friday just to get more under control. We're also learning from AP the fire also knocked out a backup generator supply to the airport. Heathrow saying in a statement that the fire had given it no choice but to close the airport for the day. Now,
yeah, right. Exactly. For one city, they got 5 airports. They'll be all right.
Provide some perspective of Heathrow's airport if you've never been there in London. Heathrow is one of the world's busiest airports for international travel. It had its busiest January on record earlier this year.
To me, that's all love, King Blackout. I appreciate that.
With more than 6.3 million passengers, up more than 5% from the same period last year. January was also the 11th month in a row that it averaged over 200,000 passengers a day, with the airport citing transatlantic travel as a key contributor. So if you're waking up and you live out there,
come on, Debo, come and grab it, come and touch it, cuh. Wish a motherfucker would. Yeah, feels ultra bad in this case. And real quick, gotta give a big W to you guys in the chat. We got 22 likes and we got 23 in chat. That's a humongous W. Just have to say that you guys are badass. You know what I mean? Always taking that dub. Shit.
In the UK and you're heading to the airport, please don't, as London's Heathrow Airport is closed today due to a power outage. They also have it blocked off. Here's a live look as you would travel to the airport. You can see how emergency vehicles do have cones out as they are surveying the area and making sure that those traveling to the airport do not impact this investigation. This is a developing story, so make sure you are staying tuned to Live Now from Vox. 6:21 here on the East Coast. We're going to go ahead and go to our second 2-minute commercial break.
No, we're not doing no commercial break, bro. We're not doing it. We're going to go ahead and skip right past that bullshit, right? We're going to skip right past all of that because we got a lot to discuss today. We have a few breaking news stories, as you guys can obviously see. Before we get into the whole Trump Education Department shutdown stuff. Okay, so they're continuing the story here. I'm not really sure why they're going to. Oh, I see. They do have some officials now. Officials give update after fire closes London Heathrow airport. So let's go ahead and hear what the officials have to say real quick. So due to a power outage in the London Heathrow, I don't know how to say it, area, London Heathrow Airport is currently closed. As a result, customers due to travel from Heathrow on Friday are advised not to travel to the airport until further notice. This will clearly have a significant impact on our operation and customers, and we are working as quickly as possible to update them on their travel options for the next 24 hours and beyond.
Courtesy of our content partners at Fox News Edge. Take a look at your screen. This is the fire that broke out for it, not as a
continue to London.
I want to hear this right here.
The incident caused London Heathrow to close the airport and planes to be rerouted. We continue to work very closely with our partners to minimise disruption. 10 fire engines, 2 bulk foam units and 1 high-volume pump were on scene at the peak of this incident. This equates to approximately 70 London Fire Brigade personnel.
So it's pronounced Heathrow. Got you.
Firefighters safely
Thank you for that, Steve.
evacuated
Or
21
I'm being
people
blackout.
from neighbouring
I
properties.
thought that was Steve Posey there for a second. My bad.
And as a precaution, a
There he
200-metre cordon was established. Working with the Metropolitan Police Service, around 150 people were evacuated to a rest centre. The first appliance was on scene within 5 minutes of mobilisation. LFB will continue to maintain...
I gotta admit, those helmets are pretty sweet, dude. What's the difference between the white helmet guys and the yellow helmet guys? Well, top of the chain hierarchy, I guess, huh?
An operational response at the scene throughout the day,
That's racist.
assisting the national grid as they
What's up,
assess the site
Gunpowder Nitro?
and attempt to restore power. LFB has been actively engaged in securing access for specialist power network engineers into the site, as we appreciate the restoration of power is our priority. London Fire Brigade has fire safety and fire investigation officers working with our scientific advisors and the Metropolitan Police to investigate the cause of the fire. Disruption is expected to continue, and we urge people to avoid
Well,
the
no shit. Yeah, it's going to be disrupted.
area where possible. I would like to conclude by taking this opportunity to thank firefighters and control officers for their courage and professionalism to bring this incident under control in what were very challenging circumstances. Happy to take any questions.
No, we're not taking any questions. That's good enough for us. We got the issue. I just wanted to hear what his little, what he had to say, his little monologue there. All right, let's go to Caroline Levitt or whatever her name is real quick. Let's get into what she has to say about the Department of Education.
Here later at 4 o'clock, there will be students here, teachers here, parents here, educators, and of course, governors from around the country who are very excited about taking on this responsibility to educate our nation's students.
Who's going to run federal student loans?
So the Department of Education will be much smaller than it is today. As you know, the president's executive order directed Linda McMahon to greatly minimize the agency. So when it comes to student loans and Pell Grants, those will still be run out of the Department of Education, but we don't need to be spending more than $3 trillion over the course of a few decades on a department that's clearly failing in its initial intention to educate our students.
So is the federal government going to be
going to
spending
be
less?
much smaller than it is? Is it not going to be shut down completely? And then I have a second question.
As I said, Pell Grants and student loans will still be run out of the department in Washington, D.C., but the great responsibility of education.
I still trip out that she's only 27 years old. She's younger than me.
Educating our nation's students will return to the states.
And the Department of Education plays a critical role in enforcing civil rights laws that prohibit discrimination.
Time for a soda.
Who's going to do that now?
Any critical functions of the department, such as that, will remain. But again, we're greatly reducing the scale and the size of this
What
department.
about federal Title I funding and special education funding? Is that still good?
Same answer. Yes.
Well, unfortunately, he lost his cock. He did lose his cock to some dogs, I think. Feels bad, man.
Yes, Caroline, on the Federal Reserve, the president criticized the rate decision yesterday. Is he looking to replace members of the Federal Reserve Board like he did on the Federal Trade Commission?
Well, the president has appointed Mickey Bowman, as you know, to be the vice chair of the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, she not only looks older, but she presents herself a lot older than she is. Yeah, it's wild that she's only 27. I'm 29, about turn 30.
Reserve. We're incredibly optimistic about her. She's on the ball, as the president says, and knows how to get things done. The president has every right to criticize the decision, and he's made it very clear that he believes in lower interest rates are going to help this country boom. And this administration is working on lowering the rate of inflation caused by the previous administration every day. Inflation is cooling. The numbers indicate that. And the president strongly believes in low interest rates. And I think the American public do too.
Caroline, on the deportation flights, Caroline, you've said that you're confident that you've complied with the judge's order.
We are.
Dang it, that's good. Yo, real quick before she answers this, whatever question, because the question I can't even hear, by the way. But we got Brother Shadow gifting out a membership as well. Not only helping me, but helping you guys in the Breakfast Club. If you guys get a gifted membership, by the way, from any of these people, man, make sure you guys thank them, because listen, it ultimately, yes, it does help me, but it also helps everyone in the Breakfast Club to be able to join in on Saturday mornings. Here in about a week, we're going to be completely finished with our emojis, emotes, whatever for the members. So we're going to have a whole bunch of emotes that you guys can use in the chat. We have 3 completely done. We have a handful of others that are completely done. And thank you to Naomi for making that happen. All right, back to this. Thank you again, Shadow.
We are 100% confident that we've complied. And as I said from the podium, and will continue to say,
happy Friday.
all of the flights that were subject to the written order of the judge took off before the written order was pushed in the courtroom. And the president is well within his article or his Article 2 power and his authority under the Alien Enemies Act to make these decisions. And we think it's egregious that a single district judge is trying to tell the president of the United States who he can and cannot deport.
Yeah, fuck these judges, to be honest. They're completely biased
from our soil, especially when it comes to designated foreign terrorists.
What about the status of turning over that information?
Jeff, go ahead.
The administration is getting some attention this week for a memo that was released, I think, a couple weeks ago, taking segregation out of the criteria for federal contracting.
Hell yeah, the Breakfast Club is on it. This whole week, everyone has been on it with the like button, and you guys helping out the show like that. It's you guys, your engagement has been through the roof, and that's something I'm very appreciative for. Yeah, hell yeah, great job to everybody right there. Absolutely.
Can you explain what that memo was supposed to do, and if you're looking to, I presume you're not looking for segregation to come back, but can you explain what the reason for the memo was?
Did the memo come from the White House, or was it from an agency?
It was from the administration.
Holy shit, Beezer. That would be kind of funny.
Okay, I would defer you to whichever agency wrote that memo. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. Go ahead, Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline.
True, Wes.
This executive order dismantles the department. To abolish it completely requires Congress to act. Is the administration asking Congress to codify Trump's executive order to abolish?
They're just figuring that out, Mr. That's been like common knowledge for a long time.
I'll leave it to the president to speak on that later. 4 o'clock.
Anything is the president doing about Gaza? Is he trying to get the ceasefire back in play? What's his plan?
Well, the president made it very clear to Hamas that if they did not release all of the hostages, there would be all hell to pay.
She is the best mod, dude. She helps out immensely.
Fortunately, Hamas chose to play games in the media with lives. This situation, let's not forget, is completely the fault of Hamas when they launched that brutal attack on Israel on October 7th. And the president has made it very clear that he wants all of those hostages to come home, and he fully supports Israel and the IDF and the actions that they've taken in recent days. Michael. Go ahead, Michael.
The president would like to see American schools and students reach over the next 4 years after he signs the EO?
Well, again, the intent of this EO is to return this great responsibility back to the states. And we know, we believe in federalism here at the White House. I know the previous administration didn't, but we think decisions are best made when they're closest to the people. And we trust teachers and educators in their respective schools to make these very important decisions about our children's education and their futures. And the current status quo is failing our students. In fact, I have some facts right here. 13-year-olds mathematics scores are the lowest they have been in decades. 13-year-olds reading scores are the lowest since.
See, honestly, I know that people get upset because they think, oh, well, if we dismantle the Department of Education, then we have no education, kind of whatever. It's kind of a fallacy here. When you have federal mandates, I think that's a lot different. As she said, it's going to be delegated back to the states. So the states can go ahead and figure out their own system, and I think that's truthfully, I think that is a way better system than to have a federal across the entire board. This is what it has to be kind of shit. No, I think they should geographically, right? I think it does matter that you change a little bit in the way that you either teach or whatever the case is, right? Having a minimum standard is kind of bullshit on a federal level. You know what I mean?
Testing began over 30 years ago. Low-performing students.
Obviously, the whole reason why you would want the Department of Education to be even dismantled is because fucked up allocation of monies. You know what I mean? We're putting all this money into the Department of Education for us to get the worst outcomes basically in the world. Like, what are we doing here? Obviously, it's not working, right?
Students are falling further behind. One city, Baltimore, Maryland, in 2023, high schools had 0 students who tested proficient in mathematics. As a mother myself, I know I share the concern of many parents across the country. We want our children to be bright and smart and ahead of the game.
No DEI hires for moderators around these parts.
This is also, I would say, a national security issue. When you look at how students around the world, particularly in China, are being educated, American students are falling behind. We're not keeping up with our allies or our adversaries, and that's a major problem for our country. And the president is fixing it today.
We're less than 2 weeks away now from the August 2nd big tariff deadline. Has the president spoken with his Canadian?
Yep, and guess what? Guess what, Mr. Mister? You get to pay $20,000 per child per year, essentially, for private school, but you're still not adding on your property taxes, which your property taxes go to your local schools in your area, right? That's originally what it was for. And so not only are you paying $20,000 per child to go to private school per year, but you're also paying the public school system at the same time. You're like punished for going private on multiple money fronts, right? Which is bullshit.
Not to my knowledge, I don't believe he has, but I can check in with the president and get you a firm answer on that. But my understanding is they haven't spoken, and the president has been very clear about his intention for April 2nd. It's going to be a big day for our country. I would encourage all of you to be here to cover the White House that day on April 2nd, because there will be big announcements when it comes to reciprocal trade. And the president will be highlighting the unfair trade practices, the ways in which America has been ripped off by every country around the world, quite frankly. And there will be big tariffs that
What's up, Jeremy Ryan? Good morning to you and happy Friday to you
going
as well.
into effect, and the president will be announcing those himself.
The European Union had a decision yesterday against Apple and Google. Are you familiar with that? And is there anything the president, is that a response to the
And GEG up in here, by the way, as well. Good to see you, my man, always. And yes, sir, we are having a great, fantastic Friday, man. That's what we're doing over here. We got Mr. Boulay, by the way. We got Alabama's finest, by the way. So he says, for a 10th spot, saying reform colleges, abolish federal student loans, make the current kids pay off their loans, then end it. Watch what happens to the tuition and see these woke degrees disappear. Get an engineering degree. 100,000%, you're right. I think that our society has belittled, blue collar work, trades, trade schools, stuff like that. You've kind of been made to feel like a dumbass if you want to do a trade or something like that. And it's ironic because it takes a humongous amount of knowledge and skill to be able to do these trades, right? But at the same time, you can also make a lot of money too. And people are like, "Oh, I don't care. I'm going for the title. I want to have some whatever fucked up title." That, you can have that title, but you're making 15 grand a year. What are we doing here? You went to college, you paid all this money to make less money than, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, 100,000%, Mr. Boulay. Thank you, kind sir, for your selfless donation. This is how we continue to do this shit. So thank you. My man right there. Always appreciate you.
second tariffs?
I think we've seen a lot of movement actually around the world of countries who are lessening their tariffs. I know the EU also paused their alleged tariff on whiskey. And so I think you're seeing countries are taking the president seriously. They understand that he is going to do what's right for American workers and families. And so the president and his team are in constant communication.
Love your poll. No, I'm a loser. Yeah, exactly. What's up, David? Good to see you, my man. Good morning to you and happy Friday.
With our EU counterparts, but also our counterparts around the world.
Roll Tide, baby.
Some of the failures of the last 30 years from the Department of Education. So for critics, what has been the ROI on $3 trillion going to a failing education system?
He's asking what the return on investment is on $3 trillion. Like, she's like, I don't fucking know.
It's a great question. Nothing. And
yeah, she goes, I don't fucking know. Nothing?
exactly why the president is signing the order later today.
Yeah, but with the executive order today, is it also the goal to eventually be spending less in federal dollars on education?
Of course. It's our goal to reduce the size and scale of this government across every agency, which is why you've seen very strong and quick actions taken to reduce the amount of money that federal taxpayers are paying on a system that is failing them and their families.
Does that mean like eventually downsizing some of the programs?
Man, I can't believe how many questions she's taking. I know that these are, kind of organized by her to go out and speak like this, but I'm actually always really surprised at the amount of patience that she has to like have everyone ask her questions. She doesn't skate away from it. She doesn't like answer another question with another question. She is like really good faith in this kind of shit. She will tell you whether you like what you want to like, what she thinks you might like or not. Like, doesn't matter. She doesn't care. She will just say it.
That are run out of the education department currently?
It means stopping the wasteful spending, and as I said, critical programs will be protected.
So, Caroline, we have this noon deadline looming for this DC judge for the DOJ to turn over.
That's also a whole different side of the equation, Steve, and that's a very interesting one too. Yeah, you kind of got to be tough to get into this shit. I do agree. We don't need any more soy boy idiots. We are full up 100%. Yeah, that is true. That is true too. I guess there's no real super, super happy medium to it, but I just hate that how generally society, especially even me growing up like in high school and stuff like that, like, oh, what are you going to do with your life? I'm going to do this. Oh, you're a fucking loser type thing. It's like, wait, hold on. I'm going to be making more money than you, and you combined. Like, what are you talking about? How am I the loser? You know what I mean? Anyways, they just kind of belittle trades and stuff like that, as you know, especially in the education system. They totally belittle it. I think it's because it's actually a threat to their industry, because they want people to obviously go to college. They want you to spend these hundreds of thousands of dollars in fucking student loans and shit like that. Yeah, that's how they make their cash, man. It's a total industry. Anyways, back to this.
These documents when it comes to the time logs for these deportation flights. Is the administration going to turn over that information, the exact time logs, the information that the DC court is asking for?
I won't get ahead of our lawyers, but you'll hear from them in court.
And a follow-up question: the Commerce
Wow,
Secretary yesterday
serious?
said that Tesla stock is something that Americans should be buying. Is that the stance of the administration that people should be investing in? Is that something that the Commerce Secretary should be recommending?
I think the Commerce Secretary was reiterating.
Brother Lee Lance up in the building. Shout out to my man right there, as well as Happy Friday.
That the president supports an American-made company like Tesla, who produces a very good product for the American people, which was beloved by the American people, particularly Democrats, until Elon Musk decided to vote for Donald Trump. And now we've seen despicable and unacceptable violence taking place across our country at Tesla dealerships against workers, employees, and also innocent Americans who drive these vehicles. It's actually a scary time in our country because of this political violence from the left, and the White House and the president's entire administration condemn it wholeheartedly.
Caroline,
we'll see you guys at 4 o'clock. Thank you.
No fucks given. No bullshit.
So that was the very latest from Caroline Levitt. She spoke ahead of President Donald Trump signing the executive.
Okay, President Trump signs executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. So President Trump signs executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. Quote, closing the Department of Education will provide children and their families the opportunity to escape a system that is failing them. Quoted by President Trump.
Order to eliminate. Order to.
Let me go ahead and move it.
I'd like to start
there we
by
go.
saying that our country is doing very well. Things are, as you.
This is the freaking president of the United States speaking right now, and we've got bunk ass fucking audio. What is happening? One of the most important people in the world is speaking right now. We can't even get the audio right.
Can see doing quite well. Please sit down. Before we begin, I just want to announce that
Can someone over there, can the DEI hire audio engineer that's running this bullshit? Can someone fix his fucking mic? We got kids up on here in desks and shit. Like, look at this. This is a whole display. Holy shit.
Signed a proclamation a few moments ago.
What's up, Kitty? Good morning.
250th anniversary of
I said good morning, and I forgot. You're over there in the UK. So good afternoon to you.
Patrick Henry's famous speech to the Second Virginia Convention, in which he declared very well-known, very famous words, "Give me liberty or give me death." Has anyone heard the phrase? I think most of you have.
Oh shit, man. I am so sorry. Mr. Boulay, I'm just now seeing this. My apologies. Man, I need to be better at this shit. Okay. So Mr. Boulay with another 10 spot, by the way, the gold 10 spot. Saying Mr. Boulay and Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company encourages kids to join a trade or enroll in an apprenticeship school like Newport News Shipbuilding. Yes, absolutely, by the way. Definite blue collar jobs make blue collar jobs great again. Absolutely. I agree. I agree with that sentiment. Absolutely. Mr. Boulay, thank you so much, kind sir. You're up to 20 already, man. I very much appreciate that. And it goes a long freaking way.
And moments ago, I also signed an executive order to dramatically increase production of critical minerals and rare earths. It's a big thing in this country. And as you know, we're also signing agreements in various locations to unlock rare earths and minerals.
Thank you. By the way, Naomi, I have been checking this entire time. I feel like I have a complex now. I feel like I legitimately have a complex now where I'm just like constantly refreshing over here because I don't want to fuck that up. Truth is if you guys are sending in like Cash App or Venmo or PayPal or any of these things and you guys send it directly to me, that should be treated like even with more priority than like super chats and all of that stuff because it's direct, man. And you guys don't deserve to like be waiting on that. So anyways, I've got you guys as a priority, man.
Lots of other things all over the world, but in particular, Ukraine. We're doing very well with regard to Ukraine and Russia. And one of the things we are doing is signing a deal very shortly with respect to rare earths with Ukraine, which they have tremendous value in rare earth, and we appreciate that. And we spoke yesterday with
That's right, Brother Frank. Good to see you, man.
President Putin and President Zelensky. And we would love to see that come to an end. And I think we're doing pretty well in that regard. So hopefully we could save thousands of people a week from dying. That's what it's all about. They're dying so unnecessarily. And I believe we'll get it done. We'll see what happens. But I believe we'll get it done.
That's right, everybody. By the way, quick little halt to the show. Naomi says, hit the like, be a legend, and don't meet bitch me. That's right, by the way. Hey. Big W to all of you guys in the Breakfast Club, man. Thank you guys for hitting that like button and helping out and engaging, talking in the chat, man. I really, really am appreciative.
Today we take a very historic action that was 45 years in the making. In a few moments, I will sign an executive order.
Brother Jesse up in here. Good morning to you.
To begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all.
Holy shit. I this is something that needs to be said, and I 100% agree with this. I don't care if someone wants to go to college or get into the trades, but I do encourage everyone to have a side hustle. You're never going to make it these days with just one income. And yeah, that is very fucking true, at least for 99.9% of fucking people, right? I absolutely agree with this, and I always, in my eyes, I think that it's a very good thing to, maybe I just have an entrepreneur-esque worldview, but it's like I have to be doing something like that. And even like YouTube is totally a hustle. It's a type of hustle, right? It has become actually my career. It's my job now, where I am here at 10 a.m. on the dot every morning, Monday through Friday. Even on Saturday, we do our members only. Like, I take it very serious. And you should take your side hustle just as serious as you do as your main, if not more, because that is your way out, right? But yes, I very much appreciate that, kind sir, as well as Lily up in the building. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this beautiful morning. Listen, we got a special ass Cash App that just came in, by the way. And holy fuck, man, Mr. coming in hot, by the way, with a 50 spot direct to the Cash App, saying from Mr. for the revolution. Thank you, kind sir. Man, that is like shit like that, man. Oh man, I'm just so fucking honored. Mister, thank you so much for your selfless donation, kind sir. That is, and see, I was on top of it. I was on top of it, kind sir. You know, I'm trying to be anyways. I'm trying to get really good at this. I'm trying. And holy shit, dude. We just got another one from my brother Fester, by the way. He sends in a 10 spot right this second and says, from the wife who just retired. Congratulations to both of you, by the way. Fester and your wife finally retired, man. That is, you know, I'm not really sure if a lot of my generation is going to be able to see, or even the younger generation is going to see retirement for real. So when I hear someone is retired, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, you deserve that shit. You just worked your ass off for 30, 40 years or whatever the case is. You deserve it. And especially going through, you know, just any type of, let's say, military or what, you know, all these things. It's a lot of fucking sacrifice in life, man. So you finally deserve to have your time and do whatever you want to do, you know? But congratulations, by the way. And thank you guys so much for these selfless donations, man. This is how we do this shit. Like how we continue to do this.
And it sounds strange, doesn't it? Department of Education, we're going to eliminate.
She's sleeping right. Yeah. No, she's sleeping over there right now.
And everybody knows it's right. And the Democrats know it's right. And I hope they're going to be voting for it because ultimately it may come before them. But everybody knows it's right. And we have to get our children educated. We're not doing well with the world of education in this country. And we haven't for a long time. And we're pleased to be joined today by the woman who I chose because she's an extraordinary person.
I did fuck up. Holy shit. I saw a donation that I did not read, dude. Yikes. See, this is me fixing it. So, Blackout. My man, super sorry. I thought I was on top of my shit, but hey, look. I thought I was on top of my toes, but I only got 5 toes in a blade, cuz. So, hey, hopefully you cut me a little slack. Blackout, by the way, was the first one to send something to the Cash App, and I just missed it like a moron. He sent a respect emoji and for a 10 spot. No other message than just respect. Hey, man, Blackout. Man, you going above and beyond. You've helped out a lot in the memberships, man, and I'm just super, super thankful, man. Thank you, all of you guys.
And
Fucking
hopefully
legends.
she will be our last Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. Linda, thank you. Thank you very much. That's another interesting statement. It's an interesting opening, right? But it's true, and it's been amazing how popular this has been.
Man, could they just fix Trump's audio, dude? Like, this shit is hurting my ears. We got Tats over here. Good afternoon to you over there in the UK. Always fantastic to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday afternoon, early evening. Yes. And by the way, we did report the Heathrow airport fire, and we actually covered that at the top of this show over there in London. So anyways, thoughts and prayers to everyone over there, and hopefully anyone that's traveling as well doesn't get too tossed up into bullshit because of it, right? All right, back to this.
And I tell people that this is what I'm doing today. And they say, oh, it's about time. Everybody says it. Republicans and Democrats have said it. They're all saying it. Also with us are some terrific people. Governors Greg Abbott. Greg, thank you very much. Governor Ron DeSantis, thank you very much. Ron.
It is amazing, Mister.
Mike Vaughn, congratulations on
It almost said he said Mike Ball right there.
Victory, Mike. That was a big one.
What's up, Martin? Good morning.
Wine. Thank you very much, Mike.
Man, I hate to hear that. You've been doing that? Man, you got to reach out to someone, my man. Definitely that is not going to be the answer ever, and I condemn that. You should definitely not do that. So, but reach out to me, man. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through struggles, man, because I think a lot of us have also felt that extreme struggle, you know. especially the real ones.
Jeff Landry. Jeff, thank you very much, Jeff. Billy.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
What's up,
Brothers,
Hardwire? Good
all
morning, by the way.
brothers. Brad Little. Brad, thank you very much. Where are you, Brad? Hi, Brad. Jim Pylan. Thank you very much, Jim. And Kim Reynolds. These are all people very interested in education. And I even see Dan Patrick.
Be an
over
entrepreneur.
There, my friend Dan Patrick. We're joined also
Yeah,
by
with the tree and the snowflake. Yeah, I see you over there. Make booger sugar great again type of ordeal. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and hit this for this, by the way. W comment from Beezer.
Representatives Tim Wahlberg and Virginia Fox, Rick Allen, Michael
Dang
Rooney, and again, Dan Patrick. Thank you very much, Dan. You've been a great friend of ours. And State Attorneys General Ken Paxton. Ken, I see you there. Andrew Bailey. Andrew, what a job you've done, Andrew. You have some good cases going. You've done a great job. Thank you very much. And co-founder of Moms for Liberty, Tiffany Justice. She's been a hard worker. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Tiffany. When President Carter created the Federal Education Department in 1979, it was opposed by members of his own cabinet, as well as the American Federation of Teachers, the New York Times editorial board, and the famed Democrat Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. History has proven them.
Shit, I feel that. I understand that. Allegedly, she goes, I can retire in 38 years. Damn.
Right. Absolutely right.
Damn it.
After 45 years, the United States spends more money on education.
That just means more life ahead of you.
By far than any other country, and spends likewise by far more money per pupil.
Good morning, Vietnam. We got Cowboy up in here. Good morning to
Than any
you,
country,
kind
and
sir.
it's not even close.
Happy
but
Friday.
Yet we rank near the bottom of the list in terms of success. It's an amazing stat. Those are two stats you don't want. The most money spent per pupil, and you're at the bottom of the list. And that's where we are, like it or not. And we've been there for a long time.
Like it or not.
70% of eighth graders are not proficient in either reading or in math. 70%.
Yeah, I'm I'm a product of that. I'm illiterate as fuck.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
40% of fourth graders lack even basic reading skills. Can't read.
Whoa, how come this didn't pop up for me? That's fucked. Let me see here. Oh wow, I've got two that I'm missing right here. Fuck. Dude, you guys are mind blowing me right now. So thank you guys for being patient with me on this. Naomi comes in with the $4.99, by the way, the 5 spots, saying thank you for all the donos. Mike works hard and deserves it. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Naomi, for saying something so kind, by the way. And King Blackout coming in with the 5 spot as well, saying, Martin, I don't know you, but I can listen and I can be empathetic. Reach out on Discord, bro. If nobody has told you today, you matter and I care. Man, that's the fucking Breakfast Club right there, man. Blackout, thank you so fucking much for saying something like that. That is very selfless of you, kind sir. Like, damn, man, I'm very lucky to have you guys here.
Students in our public elementary and middle schools score worse in reading today than when the department opened by a lot. In Baltimore, 40% of the high schools have 0 students who can do basic mathematics. Not even the very simplest of mathematics. I said, give me your definition of basic. And they're talking about like adding a few numbers together. Despite these breathtaking failures, the department's discretionary budget has exploded by 600% in a very short period of time, and employs bureaucrats in buildings all over Washington, D.C. And as a former real estate person, I will tell you, I ride through the streets of Washington and it says Department of Education.
Yeah, man, I went through the I went through the whole process of losing everything, you know, all my cars, my trucks, my house, my family. I lost all of it, you know what I mean? And for essentially what I believe in and what I'm doing here right now, right? Yeah, man, I feel that. I'm really sorry, Martin, for real. I'm very empathetic because I've been through it myself, man. War Gorilla, by the way, coming in hot saying, yo, what's good, brother Mike Beasy and all my my delinquents. Blessings. Absolutely, War Gorilla. Thank you for hanging out with us, by the way. Just needed to say that. You know, good morning to you over there in Vegas.
Department of Education. I said, how do you fill those buildings? It's crazy what's happened over the years. I'm pleased to report that after offering these federal employees 2 generous buyout options, and they were very generous, and they're good people, but they were very generous. My administration has initiated a reduction in...
Oh, wow. That's a huge thing for the military-industrial complex right there. That's definitely marching forward, Mr. Boulay. Damn straight.
And we're already cutting numbers that were really surprising to a lot that we were able to do it so successfully. And we've cut the number of bureaucrats in half, 50% of...
Can they just fix his microphone, please? Like, how does... I always trip out. The mainstream media has all this endless funding of money, but yet can never have decent enough, even half of my audio. The half of the quality this live streamer in Alabama, in northern Alabama, that has 0 organizational funding. I've got better audio than all these mainstream idiots. What is happening?
Taking office, such as great.
No, I can't force him to call it, man. I can't force him to call it.
Under the action I'm taking today, a small handful of Democrats and others that we have employed for a long time, and there's some Republicans, but not too many. I have to.
That's very true, by the way. It felt like in the moment that I was in my anecdotal experience, it felt like I was totally losing my daughter. But that is also a little bit of a fallacy. Yeah, maybe day-to-day operations, but distance doesn't change you being a father.
Honest with you, but the department's useful functions and such as, and they're in charge of them. Pell Grants, Title I funding, resources for children with disabilities and special needs will be preserved, fully preserved. They're all going to be. So if you look at the Pell Grants, it's supposed to be a very good program, Title I funding.
Man, I am trying my damnedest right now to catch up with chat. My apologies, everybody.
And resources for children with
there you go.
Special
Thank you for posting that, by the way, Naomi, so that it's up there and everyone can see that I am definitely putting that up there, you know, and anybody that needs to use it, it is right there. Definitely.
Abilities and special needs, they're going to be preserved in full and redistributed to various other agencies and departments that will take very good care of them. And it's very important to Linda, I know, and it's very important to all of us. But beyond these core necessities, my administration will take all lawful steps to shut down the department. We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good. We want to return our students to the states, where just some of the governors here are so happy about this. They want education to come back to them, to come back to the states, and they're going to do a phenomenal job. You know, if you look, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, I have to tell you, I give them a lot of
Sweden
credit. China's top 10. And so we can't now say that bigness is making it impossible to educate, because China is very big. But you have
allegedly, it's so hard to listen to because it's so preventable, easily preventable.
Countries that do a very good job in education. And I really believe, like some of the governors here today from states that run very, very well, including a big state like Texas, but states that run very well are going to have education that will be as good as Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and those top, Finland, those top countries. That
What's up, Tiffany? Good morning to you. Happy
so
Friday.
Well with education. I think they'll do every bit as well. And what do you think about that, Governor? Do you agree? Huh? I think so. Ron, do you agree? I think so.
You definitely have friends and family, man. We're right here. We're right here, Martin.
Iowa. That's right. I really believe that. They'll be as good as any of them. And then you'll have some laggards, and we'll work with them. and we can all tell you who the laggards will be right now, probably, but let's not get into that. But we'll work with them, and we're going to make them, they'll do a job. I think they'll do a job, and they'll go to sections of the state. For instance, New York, you'll have a Manhattan, and you'll have a Suffolk County, and you'll have
Blackout
County, and you have Westchester County. You'll do 4 or 5 or 6 of them. You have upstate New York, and those counties, I think, are going to do very well. And I think ultimately,
yeah, that's right, Hank. Good morning to you, by the way.
Manhattan should do very well, but we'll break it down into sections, and I think it'll be really, really good. And they're going to be probably the tougher ones, but I think they have a chance to do really well. But we're going to be returning education very simply back to the
hell yeah. By the way, brother Bob, always appreciate you up there in Canada. Happy Friday to you.
States where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do, and it's going to work. Absolutely, it's going to work. And I can tell you from dealing with the governors and others in the state, they want it so badly. They want to take their children back and really teach their children individually. Probably the cost will be half, and the education will be maybe many, many times better. So we look forward to this. I want to just make one little personal statement. Teachers, to me, are among the most important people in this country.
Good for him for saying that, by the way, because teachers are way undervalued in many aspects. And I can't say that the teachers didn't kind of put it on themselves a little bit on some things, but the Department of Education definitely has not helped these teachers in any of this.
And we're going to take care of our teachers. And I don't
Good,
care
Trump.
if they're in the union.
Good to hear.
In the union, that doesn't matter. But we're going to take care of our teachers. And I believe the states will take actually better care of them than they are taken care of right now. They'll work.
Yo, Joseph as well up there in Canada. Stop the cap, homie.
Stop the cap.
Good to see my man right there.
All sorts of systems and even merit systems. Those great teachers are going to be maybe a little bit better rewarded, or maybe that's the way it should be. But the states are going to make that decision. But we're going to love and cherish our teachers along with our children, and they're going to work with the parents, and they're going to work with everybody else. And it's going to be an amazing thing to watch, and it's really going to be something special.
And Frederick, man, all the legends, all you guys are in here, man. I can't thank you guys enough.
And Linda, you're presiding over something that's so important, and you're going to do a fantastic job, just like you have your whole life.
PMA, man, super important. Positive mental attitude. It's exactly what got me through everything, all the adversity in life. Yeah, PMA was what ultimately did it for me. Yeah, man, it's brutal.
You know, your whole life, I've been watching you.
Mindset.
I've been watching you for a long time. She's had nothing but success. So it's tremendous to have you. And hopefully you won't be there too long, but we're going to find something else for you, Linda, okay? So this will conclude what we are talking about with respect to our most cherished group of people, and that's our children. We want to have our children well educated. We want them to love going to school. We have examples of it. Look at those beautiful, bright-eyed faces. They are so smart.
Oh, because Steve Easy's old lady is a teacher. I definitely love to hear what he has to say on a lot of these topics, obviously, in general, but specifically this, because this is talking about the Department of Education. Steve says, my old lady is a teacher, and it's a tough gig, especially when parents want to be friends with their children, meaning these days with their kids instead of actual parents. Yes, facts. And they would rather, because a lot of parents these days, lazy as fuck, would way rather hand them a tablet or a phone. Hey, just watch this. Shut up. You know what I mean? And to me, that's totally whack. And a lot of the teachers have to deal with that type of not bad behavior necessarily, because I mean, just bad habits and then turns into bad behavior. And now the teachers have to deal with it. And then when you try to deal with that, the parents aren't going to allow you to do anything. So it's a frustrating position to be in, I would imagine. You know, I'm trying to be empathetic, right? And put myself in her shoes, for instance. And I could have only imagined the bullshit that you have to deal with.
So smart. And with that, I'm going to come down and we're going to sign a very important document and we're going to be on our way. People have wanted to do this for many, many years, for many, many decades. And I don't know, no president ever got around to doing it, but I'm getting around to doing it. So thank you very much.
Great job, Trump. This is a huge American W, by the way. Huge American W. Good job, Trump.
So that was the very latest from President Donald
Good
Trump.
job. Yep, that is the way to do it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, man, I cannot thank each and every single one of you guys enough for being here. Trigger warning, good morning to you, by the way. Happy Friday to all of you legends up in here. Always appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for hitting that like button, by the way. Whether it was in the beginning of the show, the middle of the show when you came in, or at the very end, man, it's better late than never. I promise you that. It all counts for the same. You know what I mean? So it helps out the show immensely if you guys hit that like. Guys, I can't thank you all enough, man, for your engagement, man. Today was a hard one to keep up with, but man, that is a fantastic problem to have. I'm definitely not bitching about it. I'm just saying that I'm very appreciative. And all of your guys' selfless donations, by the way, this is how we continue to do this right here. And you guys are allowing me to go ahead and live the dream that I truly have dreamt of for 18 years. I mean, live streaming for 18 fucking years now. Started in 2006 on Justin.tv. I don't know if you guys even know what that is. Then it got bought out by Twitch and was on Twitch for 4, 5, 6 years, something ridiculous. And then I stopped live streaming for about a year and a half. And then I came back, but I came back with a vengeance on YouTube. You know what I mean? So that was the best move I could have ever done, was make my move over to YouTube and finding you guys, man. The Breakfast Club, it legitimately, it makes me beside myself every fucking morning. I just got to say that. I think to myself, I am so fucking lucky to be able to get on camera and do this and present the news and be so well received by you guys. You know what I mean? That's a humongous blessing. Not everyone gets that shit. You know, we know how the internet works. You know what I mean? We know how the internet works. So I'm very honored by that, man. So thank you all. And yes, absolutely. Twitch is a fucking trash bag platform. Yes, absolutely. Why do you think I got off that fucking platform? It didn't start off as a trash bag platform, but it definitely turned into one. We got Glare 1%er, by the way, for his 5 months coming in saying nude nub photos for Naomi. And by the way, you didn't have to pay for that. She already gets that. Brother Glare, very much appreciate your membership, by the way. Guys, if you guys got gifted a membership or you renewed your membership today, listen, stick around for tomorrow morning, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. CST, every single Saturday. We have our members-only live stream for the Breakfast Club. Absolutely. So I'm very, very appreciative. Very, very appreciative. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow morning, not for more of the world's madness, but for some probably some crazy either political content, debate, and or maybe some inner dynamics of men and women. This is what we love to do on members only. We get down with our bad selves, whether it's politics or inner dynamics. We're all about it, man. So, little side note, by the way, follow my Instagram right here at Ball Valve TV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. And we are getting really, really, really active in the Discord. As you guys see, Naomi has been posting the Discord link. Make sure you guys join in on that because we have been real active over there. We're posting over there. We've made new channels over there. We've tried to make it as fun and engaging for all of you legends in there, man. So real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to find someone that's live right now, and then we're going to send you guys on over if anyone happens to be live. It's looking like there is not a lot of people live right now. So believe it or not, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give a raid over to Panelverse, our boy Jack over there. Go ahead and show him a little love in the chat, man. He's always super kind to come over here and show us a little love. Stick around for the raid, ladies and gentlemen. And until then, until tomorrow morning. And if you're not a member, we'll see you guys Monday morning for more of the world's madness. But if you're a member, we'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless to everyone and stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a